Hello, it's us.
Welcome back, everyone.
Welcome back. Just the two of us. No guests today.
It's been a long time coming.
It's been a second, I feel like, since we've talked the two of us.
I
Oh.
know. It feels like too long.
Well, we did a lot this week.
So much. Every week I'm
I
like, how can it get busier and busier?
well, and also I was in New York for like a week and I truly did not have a second to breathe.
No, I think the only time you got a second to breathe is when you were going back to the airport.
Yeah,
And
literally.
probably not really.
No. No, because I was like, okay, don't miss the subway. Which
Yeah.
also I learned how to get to JFK through the subway, which was sick.
You're a soldier. I've never done that. I've
It
never taken
actually
a subway to the airports.
Wait, okay, I had never done it until then. I had taken, like, the Uber shuttle to LaGuardia or what's it called? This is, like, I feel very ratty of us.
Oh,
Just to, like,
so
reference
bad.
just to reference our guest from last week. Very
We
ratty. We love
honestly,
ZZ.
like, her stuff, she has great tips.
Yeah, it's incredible.
And the places that she's gone in the city, I'm like, "Wow."
I know, it's incredible. But I will say this, I do think that this is being ratty. Like, I'm not gonna pay over $100 to get to JFK, like, that's
No. That
each
was the first
way.
flight, probably.
That's literally. I'm like, "I don't understand." So, I was like, "Okay," and I was in Williamsburg at my friend's place, and I was like, "Okay, it doesn't make sense to go into the city to take an Uber shuttle." And my friend was like, "Oh, just take the L to the A." And I was
Oh.
like, "Wait, gorge?" I had never done that. I was a little nervous, but they're a block away from the L.
Oh,
So,
yeah, yeah.
it wasn't
That makes sense.
the moment I got onto the L, literally, it was just, like, so easy. I just sat on the subway in an air-conditioned subway for so long, which, okay, I could be in an air-conditioned car, but I would've been stuck in traffic versus,
Would have
like,
paid it
actually moving. Right,
$100.
right.
I
Exactly.
felt ratty when I did the Uber shuttle.
Yeah. It's so smart, 18 bucks, and this was $13, the subway.
Wow, what a steal.
What a steal. So,
Living
girls
a deal.
so founders, if you wanna be ratty, take public transportation or the shuttle to the airport.
Do that.
What did we do? So we interviewed ZZ last week.
That was so fun.
It was
Uh,
so fun.
Also not me being, like, almost an hour late to the own recording.
I should have known. It's okay. If anything, I was early because I was on time,
Yeah. Yeah.
and that's on me.
Yeah. That was fun.
It was so much fun. We had such a good time,
I
and
know.
then
Conversations too because we got a perspective from somebody coming from content, but also
Mhm.
that's in the fintech space that
Yes.
we're very familiar with because a lot of founders are using all these fintech companies like Ramp. So I think that was nice to get a perspective from like an insider in the company
Yeah.
as so building something.
Totally, totally. No, it was so great, and I think also just being able to, like, get tips from her, not of just, like, being ratty, but also, like, how to build your brand and, like, all the things that she's done. I think she just hit 30K.
Yes, and she just had to restart her TikTok because it got banned.
Oh, yeah.
And she's already close to, like, 2K, and I think she just started it.
Like,
I'm like, "Hi,
she
I'm at 400 followers on TikTok."
literally, like, she has figured it out and figured out what works for her, which is so great, and so it was awesome just to learn from her, understand what works, what doesn't, and how we can apply that to our own brand as we're building out this podcast and the brand behind this.
Oh my gosh, we had such a great time too
Mhm,
at the photo
mhm.
shoot.
Guys, we did a photo shoot, and
The
it was
pictures
sick.
look insane.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They're
Insane,
amazing.
and we did it in the most scrappy way possible.
I was about to say super ratty of us.
Super ratty. Our photographer, shout out Vanessa.
Other
She
Vanessa, not me. Not me.
Vanessa, fellow Colombian.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Um, so she's great. I've referred her to so many different people. And she took our photos and then we were trying to figure out a space. And then I ended up getting lunch with a friend that works at Bridge, which she'll be on in a couple weeks. You guys
Yep.
are going to be able to hear from Emily. And she was like, why don't, like, if you ever want to use the office for like recording or anything. And I was like, well, let me take you up on that because we have a photo shoot coming up. And so we got to the office at 8 a.m. and we like, it was just us basically until, like, 9-ish, and then people started coming in, and we were just, like, right in front of the elevators on the ground in pajamas with,
Yeah,
like
literally in our PJs with full setup lights just, like, on us, and everyone's like, "What is happening here?" And we're like, "Just, living life." The good thing is that because it's a co-working space, it's all startups, so they're all kind of somewhat used to it, at
yeah, yeah.
least,
Well, they
But
asked questions, and we're like, "Yeah, like, this is our podcast." They're like, "Wait, so interesting."
and we're like, "Yeah, you guys should look us up, follow us on Spotify." We tell everyone, "Follow us on socials and Spotify." That's all we
Yeah,
need. More
and share
followers. And share and guys, so, okay, already, like, we're in this co-working space in, like, the little family room that they have, different conference rooms. People are looking at us. It's really a lot of exposure therapy, I will say.
a
And
lot.
then and then we went out to the streets of New York,
We were
and that was
wrapped and crowned.
and that was the ultimate
Wow.
exposure therapy.
That and also, like, when I get nervous, like, I laugh, and we were trying to take serious pictures, and, like, I just, like, I can't be that serious, like, I there were so many times where I kept just, like, laughing, and Vanessa was like, "Nat, serious," and I was like, "Okay."
There are so many of the pictures I went through. I think we have, like, almost 1,000 pictures.
She took so many, the
She
street
took
ones,
so many. So
I'm
I
still
literally went through all of them last night and, like, made a note of, like, all the ones that I liked, but it was hilarious seeing, like, ones where I'm serious and your serious face is, like, on the verge of laughing, and then I look at you laughing at the and, like, you go to the next frame, and it's me hysterically laughing with you, or the one where we're looking at each other, we're on the street, and she goes, "Look at each other." We look at each other. I'm serious, and your serious was like,
I just, like, when it comes to pictures and stuff, like, I'm having such a fun time that I just need to laugh. I just need to giggle, and so
it was
then
a
when
lot of us laughing. It was really cute.
and then,
It
like,
was so
obviously,
cute.
when people were coming into the office, I get a little awkward and uncomfortable, so then I just, like, giggle.
We were just like, "Oh, hello. What's up?" No, but it was so great, and also, like I said last on oh my god, it was on Monday. Wow, we did the photo shoot on Monday. Like I said on
No.
Monday, at least we live in New York. Because if we were in any other city, it'd be so much weirder, versus in New York, everyone's doing something weird. There are photo shoots happening on the streets all the fricking time.
We almost got
Like,
hit by a car,
oh, yeah,
partner
we almost got hit by a car. Love. That would have been great. I'm always like "Could we have sued?" Probably not, because we were in the middle of the street.
yeah.
So, props not.
But, like, we got the shot, so
We got the shot. The shot was epic. I wanna caption it. We have to put a post up of, like,
no,
different of, like, our favorite pictures,
it's
and just be
coming.
like, almost almost, got hit by a car, but, like, totally worth the shot.
No, it was a lot of fun. That and it was, like, honestly, one of the days it was, like, what, 95 degrees in the city.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
and we don't even look like we're sweating in the pictures.
thank God, because
I
I also rolled up to this place with this at the co-working spot, I had my steamer plugged in, I had my straightener plugged in, I'm like, people are coming into the office, they're gonna be like, "What is going on? This is not a typical Monday."
No, but it was so awesome. It was great. If anything, we were entertaining their Mondays, you know?
100 also brought, like, 10 outfits each. No,
Yes, and we only used 1.
we used 1.
Oh, my mom last night was like, "I would have changed outfits at least once," and I was like, "That's so great for you." I was like, "That's
It
awesome for you."
was just too much.
It just did not feel like the vibe either.
No, I think it would have been too like, not us. I think we
Yeah,
need to keep it, like, different and also, like, we had heels on, I
yeah,
think the other ones would have just been another typical day of us going to an event.
exactly, exactly. Like, this one definitely went with the brand that we're trying to portray, and guys, like, you'll get a sneak peek, but essentially, our vision was, okay, we're in a conference room, we're on our computers, we're working, but because there's no hard line between our professional and personal lives, we are in, like, silk PJs.
Matching.
Matching silk thank you. Matching silk PJs with, like, matching burgundy heels on and sunglasses, and it, like, looks so freaking cool and very much it's like they could be home hanging out, but they also could be out on the street. Like,
Yeah,
what are they doing? And
literally.
that's kind of what we were going for, like, that all, intertwine so much in our lives.
Yeah. Every person I've told that's in the founder space or the investment space about this, they're like, that makes sense. And I feel like, especially in New York too, everything is even more intertwined because
Mhm.
you're running around from place to place, from event to event. You, like these other founder friends or like relationships or investors, like they become these friendships, right?
Right.
Because you have to get to know them on a deeper level. And I think that's when like you do have to get vulnerable. You do have to talk about things that are uncomfortable sometimes. So I think people do relate to that. Um, and our ecosystem as a whole.
Yeah, I agree. And I think we definitely took some time to try to figure out like how do you properly portray that brand? Because you can speak to it, but you have to make sure that it visually comes through. If
Yes,
not, you're kind of missing it. And so Nat and I made an entire Pinterest board of like, these are the vibes that we want to go after. This is like our inspiration. This is what we want. We did more of a verbal brief, I would say, but like we did a brief with each other of like, okay, what is the vision behind this? Because at the end of the day, in building a brand, you have to be really clear on what the communication is. You
yeah,
can't, if you're not clear on it, then no one else is going to understand what you're trying to say.
I agree. I agree. And I think that we've been able to kind of figure that out as we like
Mhm.
started, like, looking back on, like, the first episode we did, and then
Oh,
now,
totally.
like, we brought in founder files, and I think this is, like, my favorite part too because we get to bring in different people from different ecosystems, like,
Yeah.
not just about a founder that just started. It's also about like all these other operators and then also like the foundation blocks to what it means to build, right? And then aside from that, there's so many other founders that I haven't even introduced into like, our ecosystem that I'm
Yeah.
so excited to bring on. And it's all like different industries, which I think is also so fascinating. And everybody kind of goes through the same thing. Like we all talk the same talk. It's just everybody's doing something different. So at the end of the
Totally.
day, you feel similar things. It's just a matter of getting your voice to be heard and also to having that be portrayed out there.
Yeah. Or even like, I was thinking that we should also like talk to Emma, who literally self published her books.
Yeah. There's so many people that I'm like, when we say founder files too, I think it goes so much deeper than that because
Mhm.
I like obviously like we want to highlight the brand, we want to highlight the person, but
Right.
at the same time, I think it's so much deeper, and I also enjoyed it because I feel like all the questions that we've asked people, they're like, "Wait, this is actually very interesting." Like, when we filmed with Anna, she
Yeah.
was like, "Wait, these questions are so nice." And I'm like, "I" it's different too because I know the like, the people we've brought on, but the questions have allowed us to take these conversations at a much deeper level that
Yeah.
even though I've been really close to Anna, some of the ways that she answered the questions, I was like, "Wait, fascinating."
Yeah.
You know?
Or the new friend that we made Tuesday night at the bar, because guys, as the podcast states, we don't know how to keep our personal and professional lives separate.
Not at
So
all.
we met a bartender and we immediately were like, this, we're not going to spoil it, but he's not a nobody. He's a somebody. And when we found out that he was a somebody, we were like, wait, you have an incredible background. We need you on the pod
Yeah.
immediately. And Nat got his number. We is too many people. Nat got his number. And we need to make a little group chat so we
Yeah.
can schedule with him on when to bring him to the pod.
Yeah, but it's also, like that's my favorite part too, just, like,
Yeah.
meeting people in the wild and being like, "Hey, why don't we talk about what you're doing?" You know?
Yes. Exactly, exactly. Well, and, like, to your point, hearing all the different perspectives, it's really interesting, and also, I just thinking of, like, every single person has to build their own brand,
Yes.
right? So, like, if it's an investor, they have to build their own credibility of why they're an investor and why people should want them on their cap table. If they're a founder, it's like, hey, why you would want to be on their cap table. If it's an author, it's like, hey, why would you want to buy their books? Like, why do you care about the stories they're telling? Or Zizi, why do you care about her tips? Like, you know, who is she? Like, Zizi has so much knowledge, but,
Yeah,
like, she had to build that credibility because at the same time, like, if you don't build the credibility, she's just some rando NYC girl that is just sharing her opinion, which,
yeah,
like, at the end of the day, yes, but she's sharing it because it has a lot of value to it.
100%. For example, with ZZ. she walked us through to, like, the system that works for her, um, and she was able to implement that because she's working at Ramp. So, like,
Yeah.
she had to implement something that would work for what she's building at the same time as, like, having this other job, you
Yep.
know? So I
Totally.
think hearing different perspectives, which, like, everything is it's so interesting to me because 'cause I'm like, "Wow." And then it kinda puts things into perspective for us because 'cause we're like, "Oh," like, as we're actively building this podcast, we're like, "Well, we do have to implement content. We do have
Mhm.
little things, like, here and there." And then it's also, like, hearing from these other founders of, like, what makes the most sense for them that could be something that could help us.
Totally, and I think, one, guys, we've done a lot of work just even, like, this week on the pod, not
Yeah.
just from, like, editing, but, like, building it out. Like, Nat just made our website yesterday. It is sick. You guys are gonna love it. You can reference all of our old, episodes and learn more about the founders that we've interviewed, which is great, and then also we're building out some guides to help people, and
Yeah.
that really was inspired by this week and talking to Zizi and having talked to a few of the founders already, where we realize of like, oh, yes, the same way that they have our wealth of knowledge within their own fields, like so are Nat and I. And we're like, wait,
Yeah.
okay, like I've built so many different brands and I'm very passionate about it. I'm like, okay, if you don't have a team, what are the basic things you can do to build your brand across socials, right? Or like
100%.
Nat always gets asked about like how do you build all these partnerships? Nat, it just comes naturally to her, and Nat is building out her guide to help founders, like very basic of just what are the first few things you can do to build out those key partnerships?
Yeah, and then another thing is, like, as we bring people on, like, Vanessa and I are so involved in so many communities that it's, like, creating resources for these founders. Obviously, we talk about Dream Ventures all the time, like, that's a big resource. A big thing that I've been able to, like, learn from Tessa is how to use Blob, right? Ethical AI and how that plays a big part of, like it's a data private company called Hey Blob, where you could talk to it and be vulnerable about it instead of having to go through Chat or Claude where everything's more public. So she like as founders, we need that outlet. Obviously, like I go to therapy, we have that support system, but at the same time, sometimes you're just like on your phone and you need to vent. And I think like having those resources or like Bridge, Ramp, where people could actively go to, like that's what we want to be able to like support because
Mhm.
all are in an ecosystem. You could be part of different hubs. And I encourage people to always be part of different ones. But at the end of the day, it's all about how you could be resourceful.
Yeah, and I think just like turning to the right places because as founders, especially if you haven't done it before, which I think a lot of the people we talk to are first time founders. When we
Yeah.
ever talk to a second time founder, I'm like, whoa, big guns.
There's a
Someone
difference.
brought in the big guns. But like half the time we're figuring it out and having to be so scrappy.
Yeah.
And it's just nice when someone's like, hey, I've done that. These are the first few things you should do.
No, I agree. And I also think that it does come with a layer of vulnerability. Like I've worked with multiple founders and there
Mhm.
is a difference between being a first time founder and a second time founder. You have thicker skin the second time around because you already went through it. But I feel like the most successful also second time founders are ones that have been able to give back to like the
Yes.
first time founders. And also it's just like they're still learning because half of them go to like a completely different industry.
Yeah.
So like they're still like in the building phase, right? Like they have some knowledge and like a good baseline, obviously, but I think it's just different. I think that's why having different ecosystems that you're a part of is so important because then you can rely on those people. And I think as Vanessa and I have built this, we're like, okay, where do we see ourselves where we are as individuals and what we're building? And how do we want to portray that message?
Yep. 100%. Okay, so when we think of what are the best things that are like the key things that have helped us build our brand now, I'd say first was I think like the first thing we built was our name, the logo, and the color scheme.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, okay. So like the process. I thought
The
you meant
process.
what, like tools, like people,
Oh,
like
no, 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 no. I meant like the process. Like if
branding.
someone was building something from scratch, like what's the
Yeah.
first thing you do?
Yeah. Well, we did like a brain dump. Like,
Mhm.
see like where we were at. And then from there yeah, we just like threw together like a bunch of logos individually and then kind of played around with what we liked and colors.
And colors.
Yeah.
To really like build a brand identity at the end of the day. And so that's what we followed every single time that we've been posting as we've grown of like, all right, now we're going to build carousels. Okay, well, what does the carousel need to look like? It needs to go
Yeah.
back to the brand identity so that anytime that someone sees something that's related to us, they can identify it as, oh, that's the No Hard Lines podcast.
Yeah. And I think obviously we were doing it so scrappy, like we started off with just like a logo we made.
Yeah.
Now that we have like pictures of us, then it's like, okay, where can we take what we like the baseline and take it to the next level? Which I think that's where I got really creative on like, okay, now that we have a baseline and a brand identity and certain brand guidelines, like let's use that to build just like a landing page for us so
Hmm.
that that's where we can have more structure. And then also from there, take what we already have and apply it, but in a different capacity. And then that's where things started getting generated, where the cover art was built. So then from there, we were able to use that and re implement it into like more of like our brand guidelines. But it gave us a really good foundation. I think another big thing that we played around with a lot was like the one-liner slash, like, the
Yes,
message, because I think we were struggling too, because 'cause we're like, "How do
totally.
we wanna say, but, like, in a way where it catches on quick, but at the same time, like, it's not super long?"
Right. Right. Totally. And I think it's one of the hardest things to do for Vane. I mean, like, we've changed it 1,000 times because
Oh, yeah.
it feels good and then we'll make a pivot or something slightly changes and you're like, all right, we got to update this. And I think we, like, I don't want to say lucky, but like, luckily, we really like struck gold. It
Yeah.
really works for us in terms of every time that we describe the podcast to someone, they're like, oh, that makes perfect sense. I
Yeah.
get, you know? And I think that's one of the hardest things to do. And we did, just so people know what the process looked like, we did an entire brainstorming together of like, okay, what's the message? Like, what does this podcast actually mean? What do we want to convey to people? And what do
Mhm.
we want to talk about? Like, what does this represent for us? And actually, like, not only brainstorm with each other, but brainstorming with AI and Claude. And I know as much as people like, oh, I hate AI. I don't think that you should turn to AI as, hey, do this for me, just like right off the bat. But
Yeah, like,
like,
we
it's
have
a
brand still.
exactly. It's more for brainstorming. It's more for, okay, I built this draft or build me a draft and now I can actually now start to iterate off of it. And
Yeah.
so that's how we worked with it of like, we like this, we don't like this. Let's create like a third, a fourth version. And that's how we really got to the one liner.
I do have to say that you're taking credit for that because I'm still behind on AI. I Tessa actually texted me, was like, "Once I'm back, I'm helping you." And I was like, "Thank God," because I feel like an 80-year-old. I went to the AI event with Grace Clark for Dream Ventures,
Oh,
and
yeah. Yesterday.
it was so great. And then I said thank you to her and I go, I don't feel like I'm 80 anymore. I feel like I'm maybe 75. I have a baseline. I'm like, I gotta get to like where I feel like, hell yeah, I know I
Yeah.
am. So your Claude really did all the leverage for that, I do have to say.
That I will say is because I trained it. I've literally
Yeah.
been training it for months at this point that it understood and also practice and prompting. Like, I think that's really where AI or people can differentiate with AI is like, you have to know how to prompt it. If you don't know how to properly prompt it, then you're not going to get what you're looking for. And that just takes practice, to be honest.
And I think this is a topic too, like as you're building your brand, as we're building our brand, and I guess I'll go back to like the ecosystems and the hubs,
Mhm.
like being involved is so helpful because then you have a support system. But at the same time, like let's use the AI example that I'm actually living
Right.
through. Like I see all these founders so ahead doing all these things with Claude. And I'm like, whoa, I'm so behind because I haven't built agents, I haven't done this. But then I have to like reframe my brain and be like, actually, I'm at my pace and I'm learning at my rhythm where I could actually like I can't get overwhelmed and I can't expect myself to do all of the stuff that they're doing because they also had their own like trajectory, right? So
Totally.
I think as brands are building, as like founders are building their brands, as branding is getting started, like do what feels best. Like I think there's no specific like rule book where you have to follow step one, step two, step three. It's like obviously there's steps that you need to take to be able to like build. But for us, we started with a brain dump and that was helpful. But I feel like you and I, something that we both did was like what do we both enjoy, like, individually that we could bring to the table? And at
Yes.
the same time, like, where are we in our lives where this is, like, a creative outlet that could fuel that, right?
Mhm.
So I think it was thinking of it as, like, no hard lines, but at the same time, like, not meshing who we are as people, and it's like, where do we stand individually under this brand?
Yeah. No, I could not agree more, and I think also it actually reminds me of how in the brand guidelines of or in the guide that I just built out of, like, how to build your brand across socials, it one of the key things I talk about is the authenticity of it, and I think that's what we've really brought to this
Yeah,
podcast is, like, we weren't trying to make ourselves into something that we're not, and I think that's why it's like we have fun doing this, and even when we're tired, like, both of us like, guys, literally, right before we hit record, Nat and I were both like, "Oh, we're exhausted, like, it's
and,
been
like,
a
"Where's my
week."
Diet Coke?"
Yeah, like, we record on Fridays, like, half the time we're exhausted, and then we start talking, we're like, "Wait, this is so fun," because it truly energizes us, and I think that comes out in not only our conversations, but in the content that we make, and in the photo shoot, like, the photo shoot is so authentic to us,
Yeah,
and so I talk about that in the guide of number one thing you need to do is be authentic because quality really does trump quantity. Like you could put out as much content as you want. If it's all crap, it's all crap. Versus like if you actually take time to be like, okay, what do I care about? What do I want to talk about? What is
yeah.
someone else going to care about that we have in common? And then make it true to yourself and something that you don't have to work so hard at explaining or talking to. And it comes off just 10 times more natural. And people really resonate with that.
No, I agree, and I think that's also something we figured out early on, like, when we first recorded, we were like, "What's the structure? What is"
Yes.
and we're like, "Wait, what?" We're like, "Why are we trying to like, let's just have a conversation."
Yeah.
Like,
We
there
we
has to like,
really,
that have to, like, fall into play, but, like, we're like, "Let's just talk."
just talk. Well, also, we took after our girls that we love, Giggly
Like,
Squad,
I'm so engaged.
which for all we know, maybe they have a structure and they're just so natural at it that we don't realize, but it doesn't feel like they have a structure at all. Like,
No,
it just feels like they're just talking, they're just gabbing.
I know. I saw Father Andy the other day.
Oh god, wait, okay, tell us.
I went to a gala, um,
Okay.
charity gala that my friend Anna invited me to. Literally, that was after the most insane day, like, I had so
Oh, yeah,
much.
you were nonstop that
I
it
was
was Wednesday.
nonstop Wednesday, and then I on my way home to be able I had 35 minutes to get ready.
Thank
Took
God you got ready quickly.
45 minutes to get ready, and on my way home, I FaceTimed Ari, and she's like, "What are you wearing tonight?" I go, I have no idea." She goes, "Okay." I got home, got in the shower, got ready, and then ended up pulling out a
You looked great.
the dress that I wore to my brother's wedding. I was like, "Oh, this is it. This is what
It's
we're going
perfect.
with." But then I got there, it was gorgeous. It was for such a great cause. It's to bring it's like to charity to help kids in, like, underrepresented areas get sent to camp for the summer.
That's
Um,
really sweet.
and, like, a lot of them end up also being, like, camp counselors and, like, helping other kids, and, like, there's a whole education behind it, but it was so great. But he was there, and I was like, "Hi." I get so awkward.
Okay, but the picture you sent me, I was like, "He's glowing."
Oh, no, he looks phenomenal.
I'm like, "You would have no idea that we just came out of the winter." I'm like, "He's getting a spray tan."
Yeah. Also, thinking about no hard lines, yesterday I got a spray tan with my friend at her place, and after we got our spray tans, we were just, like, in our loose clothes on her couch, and we were talking about work. Because then she was telling me about, um, some companies she's involved in, and then she was, like, asking me questions about what I think, and we're literally both, like, just sitting on the couch, like, going over some decks, and I was, like, giving her my 2 cents on things, and she was like, "Wait, this is so great," and I was like, "This could not be more of what Vanessa and I talk about on the podcast."
Of literally, like, you guys are drying off from your spray tans, and you're like,
Literally.
"So, the deck, let's
She's,
discuss."
like, literally flipping through the deck.
See, I love that. That's literally why we built this, because that's what's happening in our everyday lives. I mean,
100%.
yesterday, I literally was working until my mom came to meet me at dinner, and she left me there for, like, 45 minutes, and I was like, "Alright, cool." So, it was just me, Louie, and my computer. And then she got there and I started showing her all the pictures from our photo shoot. I was like, "Yes, eat, 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 but also we're gonna look at all this stuff as well." And she's like, "Okay, can we, like, eat in peace?" I'm like, "Yes, in a second." And, like, "Just give me a second." So, oh, I love wait, okay, what were the fun stuff? So you did the gala this week.
I did Tuesday, I went to, the core club with
Oh, right.
friends, and then from there, we went to a dinner, which honestly was, like, interesting because it was with people in, like, the real estate sector, so that
Oh,
was,
that's
like,
yeah. You went to the
really
court club, I went to the Cornell club.
oh. Oh, yeah, we took the subway
On
together.
Tuesday, we took the subway together. Also, us going to galas. You went to a gala on Wednesday. I went
Yes.
to a gala on Saturday.
Now we're just in our gala era.
We're in our and I always I manifested this a year ago. I was like, "I wanna go to more galas."
No, me too. And I
So
wanna be more in, like, I feel like the galas, like, the charity
yes.
gatherings, you know?
I'm like, "I don't have money to donate, but I will help spread the word."
Agreed. We'll get there, though.
We'll get there. It's pretty much like we're in our little pre-seed and they just have to invest in us because we're gonna make it and then they're gonna want our money.
100%.
That's how we have to think about it. Okay, so your gala was great. The court club was amazing.
Yeah,
You
and
didn't end up making it to other ship.
no, I really had high hopes of myself. I literally so, when was this? Like, a month ago, my friend Lizzie, who's a phenomenal instructor, she teaches at Y7, Core Power,
Oh,
a bunch
love.
of places in the city. And she texted me and was like, "I really wanna throw an event together. I want your thoughts." And I was like so I, like, gave her
Yeah.
advice on how to do this event. I blasted it out to a bunch of people, and I had it in my calendar, and then last minute, my friend Anna invited me to the gala, and I was like, "Okay." I go, "But, okay, so the gala's at 6:30, other ship is at 9:30.
You're like, "I can make it."
I can totally make it." I go, "Okay." So I'm, like, packing my bag. I throw a swimsuit in my purse. I'm thinking, "I'm gonna roll up to this to other ship in my gala dress. I'll just throw on a swimsuit. I'll just take a car home so then I can just throw my gala dress back on."
Also, just what?
No, I have the craziest thoughts sometimes. I'm like, "I can do it all." And then I'm, like, there. I had a feeling when I got in the shower because Melissa texted me and was like, you're going to other ship tonight, right?" And I had people text me that I invited,
Right.
and I was like, "So, I have a gala.
That's so
I will
crazy.
try my best. However, there is a chance I'm not making it." So I did give people a heads up. I did give Lizzie a heads up too. And then I'm like, we're at dinner. We got, like, the main course at, like, 9, and then I go, "Pff,
Yeah,
absolutely."
there's no way.
But also, it was the one in Williamsburg, so, like
Oh, absolutely no way were you making it from the gala to Williamsburg. Like, that just wasn't happening. No, absolutely not.
Sometimes I just think I'm a rat running around.
Oh, love. Oh, us being rats. Rats Carlton.
Love
That's very ratty.
that.
It
Was
was
it?
very no, I guess it was more ritzy than ratty. Sorry. Okay. Very ritzy, not ratty. Well, we had a great day at oh my god, at Central Park on Saturday.
That
The
was a
weather was
marathon in itself.
incredible after being cold.
No, it was phenomenal.
We had I'm like I had myself a week while
You
I
did
was
a lot.
there. I did a lot. I had a conference all day Thursday. Oh, I guys, okay, we're still fighting with the App Store. I'm fighting. But it's fine. It's fine. We
We're getting
actually
there.
we're getting there. We just resubmitted yesterday. So we're close, guys. I feel
Oh,
it.
tell us about that. So, did they every time you resubmit, it's because they send you a specific thing that you need to
Of
fix?
like things that are wrong.
Okay.
That you have to fix. Now, my understanding is that, like, it's not gonna take as long because, like, it's kind of like customer service, like, you
Yeah.
wait in a long line, then the moment you're at the front, it's like, okay, they might need something, but you get to skip the whole line again because you're already at the front, you know?
Yes.
So that's kind of my my theory, how I'm thinking about it. But it was great to still be at this conference. I met incredible women. Also, I met one woman that's from Aventura, and so she has a gorgeous, jewelry line, so we were chatting, and then the girl that was helping her was this girl that I met at Felix a few months ago. She literally looks at me, she goes, "Haven't we met?" And I go, "Oh god, like, maybe, I'm so sorry." She goes, "We met at Felix." And I go, "Oh my," and she, like, told me a few other things, and I was like, "Yeah, we met at Felix. Yes, very much so." Because, like, the friend that she was with is a friend that my family knows. It was a long story.
Yeah.
Anyway, and then one of the other girls that was there, also, I should say women, not girls. One of the other women that was there, her younger sister I went to college with.
Oh my god.
It
Everything's
literally was like everyone was in the same place, and
yeah.
the only reason why I went to the conference is because I got invited by college people to, like, go. I got networked into it.
Well, also your table looks great. You
Thank
made
you.
the vein cards. They looked
I
really
made
good.
the vein cards last minute. I thought I had all my stuff in storage up there. Note to self, I have nothing up there in storage. I don't even know what happened to the stuff that I had from my last event. Like, I have no idea where it is. So, it's okay. We have stuff now. It's all fine, and now I have a bag. Um, so a bag of vein stuff in storage where I specifically know where it is now.
Good.
But it was great. It was great. I met a ton of people. Everyone loved the idea.
No,
Everyone loved what we're building. They were asking on the spot, like, "Okay, where can I download it?" And I was like, "It's not live yet. I'm so sorry."
soon. But no,
Soon.
when I tell people about vein, they're obsessed with it because I
Yeah.
think it's become like people are wanting to get more involved with
Yeah.
how you actually take care of your body. And it's not just
Totally.
about food. There's so many other parts of our health, right? So I think the concept and also the content you've been making behind how to track your skin and do things, I think
Yes.
that's good awareness so people know, especially with like I feel like there's so many beauty products, but I
Oh
think
my
it's
god.
like, okay,
It's
let's
crazy.
look internally and figure out what's going on
Right.
before like applying things externally. So I think Vane in itself, once it's live, it's gonna be so exciting.
Oh my god, I hope so, from your mouth to God's ears. Like, honestly, right now, I'm like, "We need to get live," especially because we have so many partnerships lined up and everything's lined up ready to go. So
Yeah.
that's been stressing me out, but and then I went to a Wake Forest. I I graduated from Wake Forest, 10 years ago now, which is crazy. But anyway, no one needs to know that. That's okay. But I went to an event on Tuesday night and I was so impressed by all of the women. These were freshmen, 19-year-olds. They just finished freshman year, all of the women that would come up to me and other people being like, "Hi, I'm blah, 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 blah." And they're like, "What do you do? Like, what's been like your career since you left Wake?" Which was fascinating, but also even more so, every time I would tell people about Vane, they were like, "I need to download this. Like, how can I follow you on LinkedIn? I need to know ASAP." Which, like, maybe people were sucking up, but it was mostly people trying to work on Wall Street. And I immediately was like, "I'm not your finance girly. So sorry." I was like, "But I know people." And I literally one by one, I felt like you, Nat. I was like, "What are you interested in?" They were like, "Oh, wealth management." And I was like, "I got someone." I was like, "My sophomore year roommate. I'll connect you." Someone else was like, "Oh, I'm thinking IB or venture." I was like, "Done. I know someone to connect you to." So I literally was like, "Message me on LinkedIn, like follow me, connect with me, message me, and I'll remember who to connect you to." And so, yeah, I felt like you. I was like, I'm like Nat, just connecting people left and right.
I know.
It
Well,
was great.
that was even, like, this morning at, the coffee date I was at. She comes from, like she's in the multifamily office
Yeah.
space, but she's building a brand,
Uh-huh.
and we were talking about, like, how I can connect her to some people as she's building this consumer product, and then she was like, "Who can I connect you to?" And I was like, "Later stage consumer founders. Thank you." But I
Like,
think
that's what we need.
yeah, but I think it's just, like, a matter of, like and I told her, I was like, "I think what you're" she's like, it's she's like, "I have to switch my mindset because I'm coming from, like, the investment space." So she's like, "Now I'm in, like, founder mode." And then
Yes.
I was like, "Yeah, it's different," but I think I was like, You're bringing so much knowledge into what you're
Mhm.
building that you need to soak that up like a sponge." And
Yep.
and she was like, "You're right." And so we were, like, talking about that, and I was like, "I think it's about getting involved in the right ecosystems because then you take your horse blinders off and you actually build and actively learn how people are building and what you could apply to yourself."
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Also, I love how we tried to be fun and talk about the fun parts of our week, and we ended up just talking about work.
I was like,
Uh, I'm like, "Well, and neither of us are dating right now, so."
"No, we're both like, it's fine." I was on the phone with my therapist, all we talked about was, like,
Work.
work and, like, just, like, focus on, like, things, and obviously we talked about other stuff, but, like, it was mainly on that topic, like, just, like, stress management and time
Yeah.
management, and I was like, "Yeah," and just, like, priorities, you know?
Yeah. It's so funny. I feel good.
Yeah, neither of us are dating.
Like, and that's, that, which is
Oh, yeah.
great.
Me and Kona until further notice.
Okay. Well, with that, guys, if you're wanting to know more about how to build your brand, check out our guide on our site. We're going to
Yeah,
start linking everything in our bio on Instagram. So
yeah,
make sure to go there. And then if you're not following us, what are you doing?
yeah,
So follow us on socials and Spotify.
come on. Leave some comments, we love the interaction.
Yes, leave some comments. Even if it's like, we hate you, we'll take it. We'll
We
take
love
anything. All right. Bye.
it.